Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. We're so excited that you're here with us today on this beautiful Sunday morning. And welcome to you online, whether you're here now, virtually, at another time, whenever you join us, we're so happy to just have your presence and your energy and your consideration. We're blessed by that. So I'm Richard Houston, one of your licensed practitioners, and it's my honor today to just be here and surround myself with this lovely community. You know, what we've been doing lately is transcendental purpose. So recently, Sherry and I went on a vacation of 2 weeks to Glacier National Park, Bozeman, and Yellowstone. And part of my purpose on that trip was to take 2 weeks off from work, which was a stretch for me. And two, to give up electronics for pretty much most of those time. And it did help that Wi-Fi didn't work, the signal didn't work. So the universe supported me in that endeavor, which was great. And so it was just amazing to just be in nature, to have the beauty of Glacier and the mountains, and to have the vastness of Yellowstone. Just amazing, just incredible. So really feel blessed that we had that time. Oh, and we also found this amazing Bozeman hot springs place. And we just went from 102-degree water to the dry sauna to the cold plunge multiple times. Very revitalizing, especially after doing these nice hikes and beautiful things. So really feel blessed by that, and really feel blessed by being back in community here. So as we prepare to hear from Reverend Theresa today about purpose, I just thought we would go within and just bring ourselves to our center so that we just open ourselves up to this oneness that we have. So as we do that, let's just breathe softly into this moment and just feel the presence. For we know that God, Mother Earth, nature, life, whatever form, whatever name we give it, is available right here, right now. It surrounds us and enfolds us. It is the presence that is unlimited, unceasing. It is expansive. And we are one with this life force. We are one with the beauty of nature. We are one with the magnificence of just everything in life. We are one with the presence. And from that place, we just know and claim in this moment that we center ourselves. We just feel that presence. We just feel the community, the love, the support. And we just open up our hearts, our minds, and our souls to what is ours to hear today. And that turns into what is ours to do. For we know that we are divinely guided and we are divinely blessed. So we just give gratitude in this moment for this knowing, for this presence, for the community, for the message, and for just the beauty of life. And we just let it be, and together we say, and so it is. And joyful noise. Yay!
This is a particularly enjoyable morning for us because all the music we're going to do is original. And where's Diana? Where'd she go? She's over here. She wrote 2 of them. I wrote 2 of them. And, of course, we're going to do Bobby's offering song. So it'll be a lot of fun. What started as a whisper slowly turned into a cry, searching for an answer, asking God the reason why. I don't know where I'm come from and I don't know where I've gone. Old friends become old strangers between the darkness and the dawn. Will I have another chance at life? Can I find a new place within and start my journey again? Well, I've heard it said so many times, all of life is just a game. Every moment lingers more, and someone calls my name. I've wandered through 100 roads in the rising of the day, till the evening sky explodes with stars and takes my breath away. Will I have another chance at life? Can I find a new place within and start my journey again? Will I listen to a whisper slowly drift away? Silence is the loudest word that I will ever say. I put the world into my veins. Now a voiceless symphony is all that remains. Will I have another chance at life? Can I find a new place within? Start my journey again. Well, I walked along the shoreline where the broken pieces gleam, each step a fading echo of a long forgotten dream. The wind, it tells a story I once called my own. It beckons me to hold the truth, guides will bring me home. Now I have another chance at life. I found a peaceful place within, and I greet the dawn with open eyes, no longer lost in what has been. Yes, I have another chance at life. I found a new peace within, and I greet the dawn with open eyes, no longer lost in what has been.
Thank you, Phil, and joyful noise. Good morning. I'm Jennifer Johnston, a member of your Board of Trustees, and our reading this morning is the statement from the spiritual leader of the Centers for Spiritual Living internationally, Reverend Sonny Cantrell Smith. For the last 3 paragraphs, when we get to that point, I'll encourage you to stand up for the call to action if you're able, or if you want to raise your hands or just be really present to the call to action at the end. From Reverend Sonny Cantrell Smith, Sacred Oneness, a call to heal divisions. Science of mind teaches that all life is one. A divine unity binds together every person, every event, every moment. In this understanding, separation is illusion. Our thoughts, words, and deeds are powerful, and what happens to one is part of what happens to all. Each life is sacred. Each act of violence wounds the whole. Today, as we witness an alarming rise in gun violence in the United States, we see this oneness deeply violated. As of September 11th, 2025, there have been 301 mass shootings in the United States this year. In 2024, there were 503 mass shootings. It is difficult to understand this amount of violence. In Minnesota this year, 2 state legislators were assassinated in their homes. Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark were killed, and Senator John Hoffman and his wife were wounded, targets of political violence that puncture the idea of safety in public service. Also in Minnesota, on August 27th, 2025, 2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed, and dozens more injured in a school shooting at Annunciation Catholic Church and School in Minneapolis, when a gunman opened fire during their morning mass. Now, in another shocking act of political violence, Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, was fatally shot while speaking at Utah Valley University. On the same day, in Evergreen, Colorado, a student shot 2 students, then himself, dying by suicide. The 2 wounded students were hospitalized, one in critical condition. We are living in a moment where isolated incidents no longer feel isolated. The oneness of life means that when politicians are shot, or public figures are shot, or children die during a school mass, all of us are touched. All of us suffer in some way. Such events shake our sense of community and our spiritual peace. From the teachings of Science of Mind, we are being called to more than grief or outrage. We are being called to raise our thoughts, to hold an inner vision of peace, justice, and compassion. We are being invited to act from the realization that we are all in this together and that no one is free until we are all free. We are called to speak truth with kindness, to support measures that promote safety and dignity, to heal the divisions that let violence in. We must continue the struggle for justice, equity, inclusion, and belonging if we truly envision a world that works for all. As Ernest Holmes said in a radio address on August 6, 1950, "But faith without works is dead." We should not only pray, we should act, each contributing the best they have to the common purpose, each willing to make any sacrifice necessary, not a sacrifice reluctantly made, but as one who offers all that they have to give for 2 great purposes. One, in a certain sense, a selfish one, for we all desire self-preservation, but the other in the greater sense that there can be no individual self-preservation without the preservation of all. If you feel so moved, I invite you to stand or put your hand over your heart or raise your hands for the call to action. Let us come together now across differences of party, belief, and religion and pray for the United States and for all places in the world where political, cultural, or religious strife is impacting lives. Pray for the children and for the wounded students, the families torn apart. Pray for our politicians and leaders that they may find courage, wisdom, and compassion, that they may put down weapons of division and instead collaborate for the good of the United States. I pray we be moved by love. I pray we remember our oneness in every act, every word. I pray peace increases, violence is diminished. We are rising now to the moment, united, compassionate, and whole. And so it is.
Jennifer, thank you very much. Wow. Can you hear me? Check, 1, 2. My name is Diana. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Cultural Coast. Can't hear me, Bobby. I'm all the way in my mic. I'm like, my lips are touching it. 1, 1, 1, 2. There I am. 1. Speaking of 1, welcome today. So as a creator, when things are chaotic, my purpose is to create a song that encourages and comforts those that are discouraged right now and need a little motivation, and at the same time rattles the cages of those who have yet to be uncomfortable. Because if you can be comfortable right now, I encourage you to be uncomfortable about what we see going on around us and let it motivate you to remember what 1 is. And that's what I'd let it do for me this week, because I think some people forgot how to count to 1. And I want to always remember that the highest common denominator is 1. We are that power when we remember, just because we remember. Enjoy this song, please. I learned how to meditate. Heavens, now each breath I take, I practice presence. Here and there I hold the space. I'm aware there's no separation, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 1 add up to 1. I took a class, heart open wide. I learned real fast. It's all one mind, an act, and art. These old new thoughts, an ebb and tide of natural law. There's no separation, and 1, and 1, and 1, and 1 add up to 1. Out there's a wisdom strong and true, the same is so inside of you. I've seen it flow in as and through this thing in life. Ernest calls you, there's no separation. We're 1, and 1, and 1, and 1 add up to 1. I planted seeds and pulled up weeds. I burned some sage and I hugged some trees. There's a drum I play, some chants I sing, all shine a light for you and me. Wait, I said you and me. There's no separation. We're 1, and 1, and 1, and 1 add up to 1. perfect practice. Every day it's usually me in my own ways. A sparrow now whoops on speed. Everywhere I look, I see me. There's no separation. And one, and one, and one add up to one.
Fest is in for a treat when Diana Wyatt arrives. Thank you so much, Diana. Thank you so much. Jennifer, thank you. Where are you? Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Sonny. I've missed you. So 2 weeks ago, I think it was, I was back. So that was August 24th. I spoke with you, and on that day, I mentioned this book and said that among the many blessings that Bobby and I have been realizing during this time of recovery is an expansion of our spiritual practice in the mornings. And this is one of the books that includes. And so we simply feel through and pull something out and read it. And then we've got another book of Rumi quotes alone. This one is Love Poems from God, 12 Sacred Voices from the East and the West, translated by Daniel Ladinsky. And I want to share this one. This is Tukaram. Tukaram was a 17th century Indian poet, saint, who offered us over 8,000 poems. Here's the first one that they have in his section. First, he looked confused. I could not lie anymore, so I started to call my dog God. First, he looked confused. Then he started smiling. Then he even danced. I kept at it. Now he doesn't even bite. I wonder if this might work on people. Ernest Holmes, in an article in the Science of Mind magazine, offered a similar take on that idea. He said, "It is only when we meet God in each other I think this is something really great for us to think about today, every day, but today. It's easy to agree with that when we spend time in stillness. It's hard to agree with that or to find it when we're on Facebook scrolling, when we're glued to the TV, when we're enmeshed in the news of the day. It's more difficult. I've been sick for 2 weeks. And as I said, I had just gotten back from being gone for a month and a half. Before that, I've had a lot of rest, stillness, opportunity for quiet, with the exception of the workers that have been in my house. That's a whole nother talk. But I was led, as I so often am, led from the stillness, moved, like literally like there's a pull from my bookshelf. And then there's a book that's like vibrating. Over here, pick me, like come here, let's revisit this. I was led to Oriah Mountain Dreamers' The Call. This book's 25 years old. I'm sure I bought it when it was hot off the shelf. Did anybody read it? Christine, Emil, only 2 people in this room? Oh my God. I was so afraid that I was going to be like, you'd be like, I read that, I know that, I read that. Really? I'm so surprised. Wow, great, wonderful. I'm going to be utilizing this for the next couple weeks, I think. Anyway, it fits so perfectly with this theme of transcendent purpose. Transcendent purpose. And I didn't read the details I didn't remember the details of this book when I was called to it at all. So I read it from front to back. I just reread the book. In 25 years, I didn't even remember the story. But as I go through it, you will see the parallels, and there's no accident. These things, that's not a coincidence. We used to say there's no such thing as a coincidence. That's just my paradigm now. I don't need to say it, right? When you spend time in silence, you're drawn, and guidance comes, and you're moved, and you're pulled, and you're pressed against, and you know what is yours to do. So this book is really about, so the subtitle is Discovering Why You're Here. The Call, Discovering Why You're Here. So stillness and being present is a theme throughout this book. And stillness and being present, truly being present to what's in front of me, has been the theme since July 9th, when Bobby took the fall, right? Truly being present, not going into the story, not going into the fear, not going into the what happened, what if, all that, but really being present. So when we talk about things like transcendental purpose, you ready? Okay, it's the big switch. All right, the big switch. And we're on. Oh, now I can use both hands. Oh, this is going to be so much more fluid now, let me tell you. I was teasing that, it's Bobby's left hand that he broke the fingers on, but his right hand was the one that was immobilized. And of course, he's right-handed, but as a guitar player, he can use both hands, so he can do all kinds of things with his left hand that I can only talk with my left hand. So this is really good to be able to have both my hands now. So back at where I was. So we can think of an inner and an outer purpose, maybe as a way that we can kind of think of these things. What Oriah Mountain Dreamer talks about is ego awareness, outer, and inner purpose being essence awareness, the essence of who we are, the capital T, truth, the capital S, self, and that both are necessary. And I think that's very relevant. It's relevant to my life, and it's very relevant to where we are, I think, culturally, as society right now. So the Science of Mind point of view on this idea of transcendental purpose is that as divine beings, we're here to serve a higher purpose in life. You know, we're not talking about what is your career. We're not talking about what your vocation is. We may touch on that, and they may be intertwined, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something beyond. Transcendental, transcendent is beyond, right? Beyond. So by listening within and hearing the living spirit within us, we find that which guards and guides us along our path, right? So my core values are that this is a spiritual universe. It's governed by spiritual law, that I am an incarnation of that one that brought everything here into form, that there's spiritual principles and practices that help me remember who I am and why I'm here, right? And that's all number one for me. Core value, spirit, spiritual. I'm a spiritual being. Everything is, right? That's my core value. Well, when we are attuned to that, when we're practicing that, you know, life's pretty swell. Isn't easy. It isn't easy, and I'm not going to pretend that it is. And it isn't easy to see beyond the stuff that's right in front of us. It's not easy to see beyond the news. It's not easy to find God in the news. Those aren't easy things to do, but they're possible. And it's more possible, easier, when we're spending that time in silence, when we have that practice, that we can see that beyond appearances, there's something here for us, right? And that we're actually part of it. We can live a life that's really driven when we have the faith and the trust that this is a spiritual universe. It's easier to live that life that feels so fueled, so passionate, so engaged when we stay on that level, that it's a spiritual universe. To look for evidence of that. So Araya, in her book, she takes off on a 40-day vision quest in the forest. This is like the 18th time she's done it. I mean, she's not a novice at this. This woman has spent, she's a shaman. She's spent lots of time in the woods and has these great clearing practices and all of that. And so she goes off and she's fasting and she's in prayer and deep listening. And how I ached for that on my sabbatical. Oh, that S word. I told you I wasn't going to say it anymore. I ached for that. I longed for that time to just be in God. Right? Well, spoiler alert, you're in God all the time. Anyway, but you know. Here's what she said. I love this. And David, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm going to be looking at you often this morning. I am an ordinary woman with an extraordinary hunger. I'll look at the men too, because I know there's men in the room that feel this way, but oh my God, this so describes me. I am an ordinary woman with an extraordinary hunger to live with the awareness of the sacred mystery, the beloved, God, at the center of my life, and to learn from this presence who I am and why I'm here. Who says amen to that? Amen. Oh, yeah. Yeah. we got this hunger. We've got this hunger, right? I ached for it. And with that, sometime there's an attachment to doing it right, to doing it perfectly, to being really good at it. David, did you have that? Good. Thank you, God. Thank you for being honest. Yes. 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 So Oriah gets deathly ill. She's dry heaving. She can't keep the water down. She's doing a water fast. She can't keep the water down. She's laying on the floor in the forest. She's got to find a way out. But she doesn't want to leave. She doesn't want to give up. She wants to do it right and well. She wants to transform. She wants to end the suffering of the world. I know you get it. I know you get it. You're a healer. You get it, right? And she hears, go home. Go home. And then she hears, what you're looking for can't, oh my God, I have God bumps, can't be earned by your suffering. Hear it. And it's the theme in her life. She has a strong desire to alleviate suffering for other people in the world. You got it? I know you know it. Go home. Try easy. She's like, what the hell? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to do that. You need to learn how to do that. Do you want to sit right in front of me? I can relate. I can relate. I've been working on this exact thing for years. This is my life's work. Yeah. Anybody type A? Type A? Type A? Oh, I'm just going to point you out here. Type A. Type A, type A, type A, type A. Yeah, type A. Okay. Paraphrasing what Oriah said was she had to give up the war, the fighting within herself every time she wants to change, control, or redirect life. You feel it? You feel it? Now you're going to say, well, what the hell? You're a science mind minister. What are you talking about? That's what we're supposed to do. Aren't we supposed to control the conditions by the power of our mind? Yes and no. There's an order to that. Is there an order to that? There's an order to that. There's an order to that. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand. You just don't go try to change things because you don't like it. Maybe you don't like it. There's a reason why you don't like it, and you need to understand the reason why you don't like it. I think that we need to understand the reason why we don't like what's going on right now. And we need to understand that before we move. We need to sit with it. She said her desires pull her into getting busy. Oh my God, there have been so many synchronicities in reading this book. On September 12th, I read her talking about September 11th and how after September 11th, people got busy. And even our leaders were saying, get out there and spend money. Do you remember that? Get out there and spend money. Keep our economy going. That's how we show them we're not, we're winning. Get busy. Keep doing all the things you need to do. That's our culture. I mean, it definitely was the culture in my family growing up. You stay busy. What is it, an idle mind? Whatever. Mm-hmm. We get attached to the outcome. We get attached to doing it right, to doing it perfectly. I was attached to having a spiritual journey. I had some lofty spiritual ideas about what was going to happen to me. You know, when we're in a routine of rejecting what is, I think a good way to see that we're in a routine of rejecting what is to not get to have a sabbatical. Araya, get up off the floor. I'm going to talk more about this. She learned that for herself, what she needed to do was not doing. Now, before you go down the rabbit hole, but there's things we have to do. Not doing does not mean going to bed. Not doing does not mean putting the covers over your head. Not doing does not mean becoming indifferent to what's going on in life. I want you to really hear that that's not what I'm saying. And this is not uncommon. And all our spiritual teachers, everyone who has been on that spiritual quest, all the mystics, tell us this. It's not in the busyness, but it is an active, involved, committed, paying attention to what's going on within ourselves, to what arises when we feel that anxiety and that need to push away. What is it? Go deep, go into it, uncover it. Rumi is full of it. This book of poems that I'm reading of Rumi is full of it. And then you get to the ecstasy, and then you get to the wine and the dancing stuff, right? But he's constantly telling us that you can't go to the wine and dancing before you go deep into understanding yourself. Last year, we focused on several books about this in current day, like The Four Pivots. The Four Pivots was about that. There's great social work to be done. There's great ways that we can uplift our society. But it's not about the busy part. Rest in resistance. Resistance is rest. Do you know that one? It's not about that. We cannot forget to be. So I want you to ask yourself right now, where are you fighting reality? Where are you fighting reality? Where are you resisting what is? This could be for our nation, this could be the collective, the news. This could be in your own personal life. Where, another way to look at it is, where do you long to stop doing? Where do you long for silence? Have this in your mind and have a little experience here. Where are you fighting reality? Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Breathing in. Release. Feel this drop all the way through your body. Feel your shoulders drop. Breathe in again. Release. Feel the chair beneath you, supporting you. Let go. Breathe in again. And release, and imagine this entire universe in support of you here, now. Surrender into that. Let go. Let go. Let go. And we ask our higher wisdom self, where do I find myself struggling with what is? Listen, feel. Where do I want to stop the struggle? Invite the answers to come in the form of a sentence that might start with, I quit blank. I quit. I stop struggling with blank. What is it? Don't judge what comes up. Be receptive. Return to your breath when you need to. And ask again. I quit. I stop struggling with. I affirm for each and every one of us that we are intimately, inseparable from that one love, that one divine impulse, that one creative intelligence, that unconditioned love, that movement from the realm of the infinite invisible into form. That impulse, that energy, that essence is what called each one of us here. And I don't mean here in this room, here in life, now. And the answer to why is here now. Beyond all condition, all experiences, there is a divine purpose for humanity itself to awaken to its divinity. And I claim that now. We are a people awakening. And for each one of us here in this room, for everyone tuning in online, for anybody that drops in, anybody open to an awakening. I affirm this movement is ceaseless in our lives. That wordless clarity moves us. There is a pull from within, that divine pull moving us into action in a way that is true and right and good and never diminishing for ourselves or anyone else. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm so grateful to feel this truth in action. I'm so grateful to witness this truth in action, this divine, transcendent pull from unconditioned love into our lives, into society, into a world that works for all. I claim this truth. I know it's already that way in the mind of God. It is that way now for us And with a heart filled with gratitude, I claim this truth for us now. May we be the channel. May we be the hearts and minds of the divine. May we be it now, and so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev T. So, in continuing with purpose and what our purpose is, about 3 weeks ago on a Saturday morning, I woke up and a song spilled out of me about 2 o'clock in the morning, which is the way the good ones usually happen. But what it came from was, and I love the way Spirit synchronizes all of this, 3 weeks before I had finished a workshop because we're about to begin our second year of practitioner studies. And we had just finished this intense workshop on purpose. What is your calling as a practitioner? And I had been mulling over this for 3 weeks. And out of that came a song called I Came Here to Love. And I want to share with you, and I want you to realize that I came here to do a lot of things. I love to paint, I love to write, I love to dance, I love to move people. I am a creator. First and foremost, I came here to love. And I'm grateful I can share that love with each person in this room. I rise with the dawn, the breath of spirit on my skin. Every step I take is holy, each song a prayer within. I see beauty breaking open right where the shadows fall. Love scribed itself as my being, and oneness is my call. I came here to create, play chords with words that rhyme. And I came here to serve, wrap my heart around this world. And I came here to pay every color as my life. But of my passions, my true purpose, I came here to love. Sometimes I walk with rivers. I've been known to talk with trees. The wisdom of creation moves and speaks through me. Our hands are meant for healing. Our hearts are meant to shine. I am the sacred service, same as you through love divine. I came here to create, I play chords with words that rhyme. I came here to serve. I wrap my heart around this world. I came here to pay every color as my life. But if my passion's my true purpose, I came here to love. If our passion's our true purpose, we all came here to love. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you, Diana. All right. Now is our time for tithes and offerings. So if you prepare your gift to participate in circulation, and for you online, there are multiple ways to give scrolling right now. So please feel free to join in on this. And for those who electronically give, if you'll just hold that in your consciousness and you'll just take your gift in your hand and in your heart if that feels comfortable to you. For we know that this time together has been blessed. We just know that as we give in the world, we also receive. It is circulation. We participate in the flow. We are joined in community and in love to be part of the unifying principle of life. We just know that whatever we give really comes back to us multiplied and magnified, and we are blessed. And we are so grateful to participate in this community and give back to this community just as we receive. We are blessed. So we just give gratitude and thanks in this moment, and we just let it be, and together we say, and so it is. All right.
I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive the gift of good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. Receive the gift of love and pass it on. Receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. Oh, God.
Good morning. My name is Diana, Reverend Diana Escobar, and I'm going to give you some announcements this morning. So if you're new or just joining for the first time today, please see either the greeters or me, because we have a gift for you today. And today is our Lunch and Learn orientation, and we have about 17 people, and if you'd like to stay and participate, that would be lovely. If you're having problems with parking, see Angelica or Hector, and they will give you a heads up on where you can park. And then I was just wondering if you guys are not getting the newsletter, please sign up for the newsletter. There's so much that goes on in this community. We have so many things going on, and I can't mention everything at the announcements. So join, if you go to the information table over there, you sign up, and you can get our newsletter for free. And then Wednesday is the Centers for Living Circle, and that's with Jim Grove, and that's online, and it's our Science of Mind magazine, and we have a conversation with that at 7 o'clock. And then Friday night is the Heart, Mind, and Spirit Recovery meeting with me at 7 o'clock in person and online. And also this week is September 19th for Friday. There will be no Bangkok dinner, and the women's meditation will be online this month. And that's it. And Richard is our prayer partner. And if you'd like to pray with him, please see him after the service. And if you're a little shy, you could take one of our papers and write down a prayer, because we'd love to pray for everybody and support you. Thank you, everybody.
Some of you know that when I was in Africa, that I lived in Africa for 12 years. And while I was there, I learned a song that the young people just love. And it's a call and response sort of song. I'm not going to ask for that this morning, maybe sometime. But I recently joined that song with one that I wrote. And it's intended to be fun. So this is the time to get your dancing shoes on if you want, or whatever. Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. 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 Oh, the wind of the Spirit, it takes me higher. Embers flying like a heavenly fire. With every beat, my heart aligns. The joy of the Spirit always shines. I hear the drums, they call my name. The rhythm of love that breaks the chains. Dancing free under endless skies. With spirits wind, my soul will rise. Wind of the Spirit takes me higher. Embers flying like heavenly fire. With every beat, my heart aligns. The joy of the Spirit always shines. Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Wa uzima wa milele. Wa uzima wa milele. Through the valleys deep and tall. When Spirit moves, it covers all. I shout for love with every breath. The wind of life carries me there. The wind of the Spirit takes me higher. Embers flying like heavenly fire. No chain be beat, my heart aligns. The joy of the Spirit, it always shines. The wind of the Spirit breaks through walls, lifts me up when darkness falls. No chain can hold, no fear remains when Spirit's breath flows through my veins. The wind of the Spirit takes me higher. embers flying like heavenly fire. With every beat, my heart aligns. The joy of the Spirit, it always shines. Namaste.
Have a wonderful week, beloved.
Yeah, right.